Happy Thursday and welcome back to the You Good Podcast, the podcast where oversharing is encouraged and the thoughts get real. I'm your host, C-Rod, and as always, this is my co-host, Nick. This week, we are talking about what happens when life is actually calm, when there's no chaos to unpack, and you're left wondering, now what? Welcome to episode 35. Nothing's wrong. So what do we talk about today? Let's get into it. So you are stuck in New York for what they are calling snow-a-cane.
Yeah,
Have you heard
definitely.
this?
Someone texted me that it might have been you,
Might have been
but
me.
yeah, somebody was like they're calling it snow-a-cane, and I'm like, well, definitely sounded like one. Definitely sounded like one for sure.
Yeah, they said it was up to like 60 or 70-mile-hour gusts. I don't know. Essentially, a category 2 or 3 hurricane strength winds with a blizzard all attached to it.
Yeah, that I would believe is 100% accurate. With the winds were howling last night, and Jess was nervous, and I'm like, this is just a hurricane. It's gonna be fine. And I think we're on the 8th floor, so it's yeah.
Solid. As long as you're not like 50 stories up or
Nah,
on the bottom floor, you're good to go.
no, we're right in the middle. It's pretty good, and the Barclays is one side, so literally I'm staring at the Barclays right now.
Did it have any Game of Thrones north
Winterfell?
wall?
My God, the wall, dude. I've never experienced anything like this. Obviously, being from Florida, snow. I've been in snow, but nothing to this magnitude. It
Yeah.
was pretty insane. We probably had like 6 or 7 inches of snow just on the windowsills.
6, 7.
Yeah, 6, 7. But I mean, all the snow on the windows and stuff's melted. They do a really good job up here about clearing the snow. I mean, all the roads that I'm looking at are clear. I mean, they're not. The sidewalks are abysmal, but the roads are fine.
Yeah, I saw, when you showed me the video of like the downtown area, people are still driving around already, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah, they put there was last night at 9 o'clock was a curfew. Like non-essentials shouldn't be out on the road, and it would make no sense to be out on the road at that point. Even waking up, it was crazy this morning.
Did it feel very COVID-esque? Did it take you back to lockdown?
Honestly, the closest I've ever it was a hurricane, man.
Yeah.
It felt like a hurricane. The people preparing before the storm felt like a hurricane. The amount of because we went out and grabbed a few things from the grocery store, but the amount of people that were out just grabbing things was insane.
Yeah.
Just like I said, just like a hurricane. And there's gonna be more snow tomorrow and Wednesday. So yeah.
So you wanted to leave Sunday and you're stuck there until what?
I was leaving Monday morning. I was supposed to be gone my flight was at like 7:30 Monday. And they canceled that and moved me to Wednesday. And then they canceled that last night, Thursday. So as of right now, I'm getting out at the same flight, but Thursday. And I mean, I was looking because I flew from Daytona for first time ever because JetBlue has direct flights from Daytona to JFK now. And
really?
Yeah, it was super easy, super nice, like very convenient. However, if you get stuck in Daytona, there's no planes to save you. There's no other airlines to get on. So there's that. But then, I mean, I couldn't even get to Orlando. I was looking, I was like, I can go to Orlando. My car's at work. I got a ride. So
yeah,
I can go to Orlando, but there was no flights. So I'm like, why am I I'm leaving Thursday at best anyway. So no matter what I do. And I'm assuming that's just because of how they canceled the flights and the sheer volume of passengers that are stranded up here. Like, I'm sure the flights that canceled Sunday got bumped to Wednesday. Mine got bumped to Thursday. But like, I've looked a few times. There's no getting out of here. And truth be told, I'm actually content. I mean, a couple extra days up here
Right.
isn't it
And
could be worse.
it's not like you're locked down in a airport or at a, seedy
No.
motel or hotel or something like that. So whatever. A
Yeah,
few
no.
days off of work and a few more days in New York.
Well, no, still gotta work. I worked this morning a
How?
little bit. I can work remote. I
Hmm.
I did a bunch of not crazy stuff, but some design work and some answering emails and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. The shop's running, so they'll call me whenever there's an issue or anything. But I mean,
Nice.
it's like I said, it could be much worse.
Right. Right.
It could be way worse. So I'm
Solid.
pretty happy. Are we doing that one word check in today?
Our rotational opener, weekly mental health rotational opener. We are back in rotation of number 5. Today is our one word mental health check in. Nick, I'll let you go first.
Sweet, elated. Even though I'm trapped,
Elated.
I'm extremely happy. So
Elated. I don't
yeah.
even know the last time I've heard that word. So good word.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Shit, I gotta think of a word then. I mean, my word is gonna be content.
Okay.
I am very content, and I think that that's kind of where this episode stems from, and the segments and just the thought process around it. Trying to plan a weekly episodes, whether it's with guests or without, just trying to plan that content it's very hard to like come up with ideas, every week. And I sat down this week to write the episode guide, and I'm just like, there's not really anything wrong or hard or detrimental to kind of talk about or discuss from a mental perspective. And I'm like, you know what? That's really not bad. Like we've talked about Cato having his cancer and his surgery. Thankfully, the cancer came back as grade 1 non-aggressive, and they did get the entire mass out from him.
Nice.
So that was great news this morning. Went to my first daddy-daughter dance with Kinsley,
I saw
which
that. I was
that was
super happy
amazing.
for you.
I was the only dad who sat down to make they had like a bead making station, and apparently, I don't know, like 2 hours into this 3-hour event, we sat down to make some, Kinsley and I, and the lady was like, "Oh wow, can I take a picture with you? You're the first dad to actually sit down and make a bracelet." She's like, "I thought I'd have all these pictures." And I was like, "No, go ahead. Like, this is awesome." So that was a win for me. She was very awkward in the slow dance. She had the giggles on, and she was like, "I don't want to do this." I was like, "We're gonna slow dance, lady, because when you get married, we're gonna be slow dancing then too, and it can't be
Right.
awkward." So yeah, man, I'm very content. Even the things that are challenging right now that we've talked about on past episodes or just outside of the podcast, everything is just it's moving along.
Yeah, I mean that's great. I mean, I'm in the same boat, man. Like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like that's really where I'm at. I'm like, life is going too well right now.
Yeah.
Something very bad is probably gonna happen. So I'm not wishing it, but you know how life is.
Well, the thing is life has slowed down. We're out of the holiday season and the new year and all those 3-4 months that are just absolutely crazy. And I think you realize like just how much noise you're used to, right? And when it finally slows down, you're like, God, it's not all as shitty as I thought it was. And everything's actually okay right now.
Yeah, but it feels weird.
It does feel weird.
Feels so weird.
So yeah, it is weird. Life slows down, the good comes out, the noise goes away, and you're like, nothing's wrong, nothing feels wrong. But like you said, the anticipatory, what is going to go wrong now? Are I guess I want people to think about while we talk about this segment, do you get uneasy when things finally calm? Do you feel like you need a problem, to solve, to feel useful? So I ask you, are we conditioned to expect stress, to expect chaos? Is that just the kind of life we live now?
I don't know if it's expected, but it's definitely it's when you don't have it, you question things
Yeah.
because it's life, right? It could be something so very small, it could be huge, but life always is throwing you obstacles or challenges, and when you go days or even weeks without them, you kind of like when, like I said earlier, when's that other shoe gonna drop? Like when, like everything's going too good right now, like something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And man, I'm trying to be like just living in the moment and enjoying the good while I have it because
Right.
it's not, it's fleeting, right? Like it comes and goes. So no, like when it's like this, it's try to enjoy it because you like the bad's coming. So
Yeah. Yeah. Do last week when Candace was on, when we were talking about the start of the year and just the seasons, I brought up that James Vanderbeek quote where he, just said the end of the calendar shouldn't be in December. It should be in March, when the sun comes out and spring is starting. Do you truly feel like there's an effect of the weather? I know that we're in Florida, but it's still the cold and the gloomy, and now things are starting to heat up and turn around for us. Is that truly a seasonal depression, I guess,
I
clearing, and
for
that's
well
why
I
we're happy?
Well, for us, like we luckily we are, for me, I get like if it's seasonal depression, it's around the holidays,
Yeah.
but we don't ever get the weather included in those. So
Right.
where I'm at currently, I could definitely see how yeah, no, it's definitely like that up here.
Yeah.
Like everyone, not I haven't really seen a ton of smiling faces the last few days. It could be the
Everybody's just
weather. It
cold and
could be
miserable.
yeah. I mean, obviously aside from the people I've been with, but like passing people on the streets and stuff, it's not like Florida where everybody's pretty happy go lucky. Like they're straightforward business mind, just marching to where they gotta go. Like
Oh,
it's
dude,
definitely different. But
that's a
yeah, I
that's a
think there
concrete
is
jungle
some.
state of mind.
I think there is something to say with the weather too. I think the weather, they're all looking forward to the spring. Like
Yeah.
everyone I've talked to up here is like they are over the snow. This hitting in February is just par for the course.
How what is so for me, I feel like when things are calm and there's not a lot going on, I feel like I'm kind of useless. Like what am I not doing? Or I find myself playing video games too much, or maybe even sleeping in or going to bed early, and I'm like my brain's like, what's going on? And I feel like imposter syndrome starts to kick in. And does your brain? What does your brain look like when nothing's wrong?
Man, I used to be anxious
Yeah,
when everything was good because then it's like I'm anticipating what's going to go wrong and then playing through every possible scenario of what
yeah,
could go wrong, and then the ones I definitely don't want, then I harp on, and then you normally those things become true, and you manifest those things. So now, like I said about 5 minutes ago, try to enjoy the quiet when and the calm when I have it, because it's a rarity these days that I have them just with work or whatever. It
yep,
try to enjoy it. But no, it hasn't always been like that.
yeah, yeah.
I've been a wreck before when everything's going good, and it's like, well, why are you like, and then that's a whole nother thing. It's like, oh, I can't even enjoy being happy.
Why is everything going well?
Yeah, yeah, F this. Why is everything going well?
I think when peace feels uncomfortable, it says a lot again about what we've normalized. I think as society, we've normalized constant pressure. We've normalized having to be on the go, always working. When we look at other countries outside of the United States, right? We talk about countries that have siestas and workday breaks and maternity and paternity leaves that are longer than 3 months. And I think what we've normalized in the States is just that grinding mentality, and you have to be going every single second of the day. And if you're not, you should really analyze what's going on and try to find the anxiousness and the bad in it.
Yeah, I do think. that we've been conditioned to be that way.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean it's right.
No, it does not mean it's right. It does not mean. I've been very happy when I've decided, hey, I'm gonna take a nap right now because I have nothing to do. The kids are calm, Callie's feeling good, the pets are good, the weather's. I'm gonna take a nap right now. I'm gonna shut my eyes and reset. Nobody needs me in this moment, and it's been nice. And maybe I'm just getting old and tired. Who knows?
Maybe. But those naps hit different after 30.
do, do you ever get that nap that's too long and like you wake up and you can't get out of that nap?
I stopped napping for that reason. Yeah, like you sleep if you hit like 2 hours and you get into REM sleep, but then you wake up, like you just wake up groggy, and I'm like, this defeated the whole purpose. I'd
Yeah,
rather just lay here, not go to sleep, and relax for 30 minutes, and then get up and
yeah,
go do something.
right. I've done that before where, the awesome thing about working remote is sometimes I'll block my calendar off and hopefully my boss isn't listening and I'll take a nap. And sometimes that 30-45 minute nap might turn into like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I wake up and I'm just like, I should probably just go back to sleep instead of getting up.
Especially if I were to do that on the weekend, that's exactly what would happen.
Oh, the weekend, no chance. Yeah.
I'd wake up and be like, yep, and go right back to bed, sleep for 12 hours, wake up, and then be questioned like, why were you, where were you? I'm like, well, I was asleep for 12 hours. Like I must have
Yeah.
needed it. Like I
I
don't
must
sleep
say.
often, so when I do sleep like that, then let's take it. Like I'm normally good on 6 hours tops, so but every few months that catches up to you, so then I end up sleeping for 10, 12
Yeah.
hours and don't
Same.
feel like a bum.
You burn it at both ends for like 3 weeks and your body's like, hey, this weekend, you're sleeping. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, those weekends, like I have to limit it to like one weekend because they get, it's too easy to not do anything for 3 days, and then
Yeah.
the next thing you know, I'm like, man, I'm behind for the week because I didn't do anything.
Yep. Yep. No, it's awesome though. It's awesome. I'm glad we are, elated and content, and we're just at a very happy place right now. Hopefully, if you're listening, you kind of feel that sentiment, and the seasonal depression's going away, and the year end, the holidays, and all of that is behind, and you're looking forward to the summer and just everything that comes with the happiness of summer.
I'm looking forward to spring, bro.
Well, spring too,
Baseball.
but we don't have spring. We have summer.
Yeah, we do. It's baseball. We do have it. Us
I,
in
I was just
Arizona.
I was just complaining the other day that we typically, when it's winter, quote unquote winter in Florida, I can still open my windows. It's a nice 50, it's a nice 60. Windows are open, doors are open. But this year, we went into crazy freezing temperatures of 20, 20 below or 30 below. So I'm actually putting the heat on this time. And then all of a sudden, like this weekend, it was 92 degrees. And I'm just like, what the hell was that? Like, where's our 60, 70 degrees for a month and a half where I can open the windows and doors and everything? We didn't get that.
No, we don't normally get that. At least not where I'm at. You might be closer to the coast or something, but
In Tampa here, we usually do. Usually, and like I said, during that time when it was like 23 degrees, usually that's when it's like 50 or 60, and it's really nice.
You're right. We don't normally get those 20, 30-degree weather days.
Not
At all.
for continuous weeks.
I played golf 2 times in 30-degree weather.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I'm like, one was
Unheard
36
of.
and the other was 39, and I'm like, why did I do this?
Yeah, man. So it brings me to this point of, when things slow down, we usually reach for comfort, right? And that calm tends at least to push me, but I would say to push us to familiar places. And what I want to talk about next is I don't know if it's straight into nostalgia or straight into comfort, whether that's emotional or just, I guess, intentional. But recently, in the last 6 weeks, I have bought and re-downloaded Final Fantasy X because I've just been I've been running out of games to play that aren't sports or Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever, right? Not just they're not these are mindless games that have no end to them. And I was sitting there one night and I'm like, "You know what? I want to play something that I remember being like an awesome game." And I boom, Final Fantasy X came to mind. Great RPG game, something that's gonna, make me happy. There's gonna be a lot of hours logged into it, and it was pure nostalgia, right? Loading this up, this is something that I enjoyed. What was that, like 2001 or two? So we would have been in middle school when that came out, going into high school. I want to ask you, when you get in your comfort zone and you think back to nostalgia, you think about games. Uh, what's like an old game or old show? I know that's not my question. Do old games or old TV shows or old movies put you in a much better place of ease than, having to go play a new game or learn a new game or find a TV show, scroll through Netflix that maybe you've never seen before to see something new? Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah, actually, it does. I've been on a kick of rewatching like just older movies. Even up here, we just watched what was that? The Stanley Kubrick movie, Eyes Wide Shut. Hadn't seen that 15 years. So I've made it a point like to go back and see movies that I haven't seen
Hmm.
in a while. And the video games is hard for me because I never liked Final Fantasy, or like the RPGs, like the button. Like I don't mind. I like open world. I don't like where like turn based like fighting and stuff like that. Like I I don't like that. Like where I gotta wait to get attacked and I can attack back and I'm okay. I don't need all that. I'm trying to think like my old games, probably like Red Dead. I like Red Dead a lot. Playing Red Dead, the first Red Dead Redemption 2 is also pretty good, but offline. Like there's the storylines in those. Grand Theft Auto. I mean, Grand Theft Auto is my jam. It's been my jam for shoot. When did that come out? It came out on the 360, so it's been my jam for that
Yeah.
long. So anytime I want to play like and just mind, you talk about mindless. Like I'll play that and play missions and all that, but I can sit there and waste a whole weekend playing Grand Theft Auto, man. Like it's
But that's so I'm saying the complete opposite. That's the mindlessness that I wanted to get away from. Playing those same repetitive games that have essentially no ending to it.
yeah,
And
no,
that's why the
I'm with you.
RPG grabs me.
For me, I found the Star Wars games. I like playing those. I just downloaded that one from Game Pass and started playing that. Uh that what was the other one? Cyberpunk. That's a
Okay.
good one.
Yep.
High on Life. Played that. High on Life 2 just came out. It's the creators of Rick and Morty.
Oh, I've never even heard
Made a
of that.
video game. Yeah, you'll like it if you like Rick and Morty. High on Life and High on Life 2. You're an alien, your guns talk to you and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
But video games for me are mindless. Like I don't like we're never going to get the Super Nintendo games where you have to give it all your brain power or you start over again. Like
Yeah.
that we don't have that anymore. Like these kids don't understand that you couldn't save an NES game. So like Super Mario, Battletoads and Double Dragons, like those games, like
The Lion King.
fuck the Lion King. So hard, dude. Aladdin,
Yep.
all of those games, you died, you restarted, or you had to have the password or Game Genie, like in order to get back to where you were. And I
Yeah.
remember having like the secondary thing, so where like it would save your game, but only you can only save one game at a time, and it was the one you were playing. And I'm like, this kids don't understand that. So all
Yeah.
video games nowadays for me are mindless because I can die 30 times and it
Right.
don't matter. I replay this level a million times. So it's all mindless. Video games are not hard anymore. I mean, they can be, but it's hard when you're playing people or, you're in skill based matchmaking and you're getting your butt kicked because, you're not in the right lobby. But,
Yeah.
but outside of that, no, dude, Now, all of those games, they're fun, but like you said, they're not. You gotta love New York, dude. You gotta the damn sirens.
I hear it, but I don't know if it'll pick up on the recording.
But yeah, it's hard to think sometimes.
I think that, so for me, it's the complete opposite, to where, you know, I find myself getting in those mindless zones where I'm like, oh, it's 9:30, it's 10 o'clock, everybody's asleep. This is me time. Let me go sit down and play a video game that doesn't matter. Let me watch a rerun of a show I've watched a million times. And then now I'm watching the show, or while playing the game, while not paying attention to the game, or looking at the game, playing the game, or maybe my controller's down and the game's just going because it doesn't matter if I die, and I'm on my cell phone scrolling on social media while the TV's on, and now I'm just doing absolutely nothing. And to me, I find it so comforting when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play a game. So like one of the old Resident Evils, I had bought and done the same thing, and I tend to do this every few months, just because I don't have a lot of time to sit and play through a full game. So when I downloaded Final Fantasy X, and when I sit down and play it, my phone's away. I don't have any other TVs on. The volume's up. I usually have my headphones on, so I'm like locked in. And now it's just time for me to escape into, I don't know, a different world. And that's where that like itch and that mental scratch comes from. And now I feel like, okay, this is decompressed and not doing a billion different things. That's just decompressed to me.
I know, and everyone decompresses differently. For me, when I want to be like that, where I'm not doing anything else, I read.
Yep, that's a good one too.
I can't focus on anything else while I'm reading. So when I'm reading, it's tunnel vision. I might have jazz on, but it's literally just background noise. Like I'm not paying attention to it.
Man, I don't think I've read a book that wasn't like a school book or something since probably like the third Harry Potter.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's the last time I've read a book.
Start with comic books, man. Start with comics. They're easy reads. They're fun. If you like Invincible, I recommend reading Invincible. That show, it's where they're at now in the show is like 98 comics in. So it's like it's almost 100 comics deep where they're at. So you have a plenty to read to get caught up if you like that sort of thing. And it's again like it. I mean, you don't have to read.
There was a book series that I used to read, and I'm pretty sure I still have like all of the copies in my man cave somewhere. I've kept them all, but it was about witchcrafts and wizardry and like ogres and trolls and all of this. I don't even know what the point is that I'm saying this, but it was like a great fantasy. I guess it would relate to like what I do in games with RPG, right? So that's my visual book. I'm actually kind of pretty upset that you are not a Final Fantasy fan. You've definitely lost points for me.
No, that's fine. I was gonna say you brought up Resident Evil. The Resident Evil remakes are pretty good. My brother got me starting to play those again. So replaying the Resident Evils are fun. But yeah, no, I hated Final Fantasy. I'm good. I don't like the way it works. I just don't. I'm like I don't want to wait. Like I want to fight. Like I don't want to wait. It's stupid.
Well, if there's any listeners out there, please drop a line, drop a comment. Let's talk about Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and 10 were they are ranked like 4 of the top best games made of all time, and we were kids when they came out. Legends of Dragoon. I can't even talk to you about Legends of Dragoon because it seems like you were an Xbox person. You weren't even a PlayStation person.
No, I only had a PlayStation for the show. And then once the show became cross-platform, I got rid of it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, fuck Spider-Man, all of it. I'm good.
Well, I got off a PlayStation, but this was back in the day before I matured and realized Xbox is better.
Superior, yes.
Do you think, I guess my last question on nostalgia is, when we're revisiting nostalgia, do you think it's because we miss the past, or because we trust that it was I don't know, a better time or a simpler
It was
time
a
or
simpler time. It was when we didn't have stress. It was when we didn't have any real knowledge of what we were going to get ourselves into.
yeah,
Like as we're growing up, like
we did not.
Sandlot or like rewatching any of those like movies from when we were a kid. Well, like no, I mean it's just that we didn't have any responsibilities, like we could
Yeah,
just veg out for a weekend and drink Mountain Dew and mom ordered pizza or we made pizza bites or
yeah.
bagel bites. Man, bagel bites. I don't man, I haven't even remember the last time I had those.
My kids are real big into pizza bites. So when they're BOGO, because they're really fucking expensive. So when they're BOGO, we get pizza bites and they go crazy for pizza bites.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I think that nostalgia, right? It ties into memory, and memory gets complicated as we get older. And I say this because the other night I was just in this weird, deep thought, and I don't know what triggered this, but I was trying to think about some of my earliest, like, first memories. Again, I don't know why I was doing it, but I started going down this path of like, what's the earliest childhood memory that I remember? And I think it was a little bit after we had Candace on. So, right, probably having Candace on and just talking through all these good times, looking at all the pictures while I go through a post. And I get myself thinking, what's the first thing I remembered from my childhood? Do I remember my memories the way that they actually happen, or is this just the way that I've conditioned myself to think? What what's I guess, have you ever gotten to this mind state where you just try and like think about some of your earliest memories?
Yeah, the I remember some really early memories. One of my earliest memories ever, I was living in Tampa. I moved to Deltona when I was 4. So I was
Okay.
born in Tampa off Dale Mabry. I lived off Dale Mabry.
I'm just finding this out right now, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
no, yeah.
Never.
My
What?
my dad's was in the Buccaneer pep band. My mom went to every Buccaneer game. My mom's a huge Buccaneer fan. Back when Vinny Testaverde and Steve Young were backups, most people don't know Steve Young was a Buccaneer, but he was. And yeah, so I remember getting into a car with my neighbor. I guess it was his birthday or something, but we were going to the zoo. And I don't remember the zoo or anything because I fell asleep. And then I woke up at my parents' house. But I remember that distinct, like, we're going and all that. But man, I
Yeah.
had to been like 2 or 3 years old, man. Like how the hell do you remember things like that? And I mean vividly. Like I remember being like getting put into the car and all that. And I mean I have pretty good memories, so but that's a pretty early on one.
I mean, that's awesome because sometimes I'll like read a news article, right? Or there'll be a story on Facebook or something where it's like child remembers being in the womb, or somebody's like, "Oh, I remember something when I was like 1 or 2 years old." I'm like, sometimes I can't even remember what I did yesterday, let alone 37 years ago. But I find myself having flashbacks of just like places. So I don't think I
Mm,
ever have a solid memory of like what happened or what went on, but I always come back to like my childhood house. I could draw you a picture exactly of what my childhood house looked like, how or not what it looked like, but what the layout was. I think
same.
one of my earliest memories is, I don't know if my parents had a party. I don't know if it was like a Christmas party or a New Year's party or something, but I remember being a kid and my dad getting into a fight in our garage because somebody, I don't know, they must have been drunk or rowdy or something, and maybe he took them outside to like get them away from the party, like, hey, let's take this outside kind of thing. And a fight started, but and if I were to ask my parents what that memory was, I'm sure I would probably be like 4 or 5 years old, 6 years
Mm.
old, I don't know, something that young. But most of my early memories, I have a really bad memory and I really struggle to remember them. But I think I've done a really good job of looking at old pictures and starting to bring back old memories.
Mm.
And now I'm finding that my memory of like college is starting to dissipate now that we're bringing college people on. Like, oh, you remember this? You remember this? And I'm like, no, I don't remember that shit at all. Nor can I even like think and try and visualize what that memory was.
Yeah, no, yeah. Luckily, I don't have very many where people are like, "Oh, you remember this?" I'm like, "No, I don't." Like that happens, but for the most part, I do remember. I have a. I don't want to say it's photographic because I do forget things, but man, I don't forget a lot of things, dude. Like I'm not. I mean, I know my license numbers, and they just changed. So like, I remember both of them. You know, I remember my home phone number from 30 years ago. I remember. I
Yeah.
remember. I remember Danny's phone number. I really from as a kid. You know, like it's one of those things, man. I don't know. I was blessed, I guess. It's a blessing and a
Blessed,
curse.
baby.
I mean, not being able to forget things kind of does suck sometimes. Like, I would love to forget some things.
Yep. Yep. Repressed memories are those are what we call repressed memories.
Oh, I mean, I don't repress any of them. You know, I wish I could. I wish I could forget them. Just shove them real deep down. I don't need these feelings.
Do you think that memory loss then is just protective?
It can
Protective
be. It
of,
definitely can be. I also think, people with dementia. I don't think they're protecting themselves. I think that's a whole nother thing. But I don't know. Growing up, I was big in memory games, matching games, like things
hmm
like that,
Yeah.
ignited your brain. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but like seeing patterns and things and stuff like that. Not sure
You're
if that's what made my brain work this way, but here we are.
you're a smart cookie for playing Sudoku.
God, Sudoku. What was that? What was that one with the bombs?
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper. Most people don't understand what the hell it even is. It's like those
Minesweeper.
numbers mean the bombs are around. The bombs, 4 bombs are touching this one square.
I would love to see a kid in today's world play Minesweeper and just
God,
absolutely lose
lose their
their
shit. Just
mind.
randomly click. That's all they're gonna
Yeah,
do.
just lose their mind.
I give them Aladdin. Just give them the Super Nintendo and Aladdin. Here you go.
I bought and downloaded an Xbox repackage of it's a duo pack of Lion King and Aladdin. It even gives you the option to rewind, like while you're playing the game. So if I'm playing the game and I jump, if it's I'm on my last life and I die, I can just hit rewind and start again from not even the level, just whatever
Like
I was doing
30
in that
seconds
moment.
before.
Yeah,
That's
and I still can't beat it, Nick. I still I,
me
I
and
still
me
gave up.
me and Marrero. I want to say we got high as shit in speed ran Aladdin. Like we would like, but that was a while ago. I don't think we've played old video games in a minute.
Yeah.
But he's the one I play them with. Like we'll go over there and we'll be like, "Hey, you want to speed run Aladdin?" He's like, "Yeah, as much as we can."
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, look, man, I know that you got stuck in the snow. I wanted to make this a super light, super simple show. I know you're not at your desk where you typically record.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you working with me because it,
Always.
it was it was definitely not a panic, but a concern when that
Sure.
that first flight got canceled and then the second one got canceled. I'm like, well, Thursday's not gonna work. So how can we do this? And and obviously I didn't want to miss it. And normally when it would be planned, I would have my backup mic and all
Yeah.
of my
Right.
stuff with me, but it was definitely not planned to
No,
to be gone this long.
not at all. But like we said from the beginning, we show up every week, and even if this isn't the most in-depth and content related show for this episode, at least we showed up, and I think that there was some good conversation to be had. I guess I ask you this: was there anything that you wanted to bring up that maybe we didn't talk about, or a question that you had about any of the topics that we covered?
I guess I do have a question more about memory and loss. Do you think it works, like your memory works emotionally or logically?
I think it's emotionally, at least for me, and that's what I said about, am I remembering these things the way that they happened,
Mm-hmm.
or am I remembering these things the way that I want them to happen? Because I mean, I've had that before where I'm like, hey, I remember something this way, this way, this way, but then you talk to three other people who were there, and they're like, no, it went this way, and this way. And you're like, no, I
Mm.
swear to God, it happened this way. And I truly, I don't ever think that a memory is logical, especially like the ones that you have while you're dreaming.
Yeah, and yeah, I wouldn't that for sure. But man, I'm always the one. I'm like, no, this is exactly how it happened, and they're like, no, it didn't. I'm like, no, it is. Like, and then it's like, and then it's word for word, or I like literally give it all back to them, like timelined out, and I'm like, no, this is exactly how it works. So my like and yes, some of it can be emotional, but like a lot of it, like I know, like no, like even when I mess up, even
Yeah.
when I'm the problem, like
Yep.
no, like that, and then back to wishing I could forget things. I mean, I wish I could forget that I was the problem in this situation, man. I wish I could forget that it wasn't me, or it was me,
Yeah.
but damn, I think the brain is crazy, and
A hundred
we'll
percent.
never completely understand it. I found out today that, or I found out while up here that your brain's almost entirely made of cholesterol.
I have more questions. Like, in what scenario did you find this out?
I went down a rabbit hole, just not conspiracies and things like that, but like I don't know how it came across it, but then I like triple checked it and I'm like, holy shit, it is. It is true. And I'm like, that's crazy. And then you also use 10% of your brain. And
That I
so
know.
I'm like, there's
Yep.
all this parts of your brain that we don't have access to, and it's like, why? So I'm always intrigued by brain and neurology in general. So
That's
I
why you
mean,
got to do acid,
mushrooms.
mushrooms.
It's psilocybin. It's not acid. I will die on that hill.
Shit. Oh, I also, we didn't talk about, but I brought out my favorite live
See,
fast, eat ass shirt.
I see.
And here's the funny part is right before we started recording, I had to put the kids to bed. I told you this, and I don't usually wear, this is my party shirt, right? So usually when I put this shirt on, I'm not home. I'm not
Right.
with the kids. They don't ever see this shirt. And so Tegan, I'm sitting here making dinner and I have my shirt on and she's like, your minions butts. And I'm like, yes, minions butts. And she goes, why is the one minion laying down in the other minion's butt?
No,
I just said, Tegan, finish eating your dinner and go to bed.
he's
I,
he's not laying in it.
oh, dude, he is. He is.
No. Oh
I don't
yeah,
know if you
he's
can
full
see
on
it.
in it.
He is full on in it.
He's munching away.
This
Man,
this
is
is
that
one of my
Bob?
uh probably, I don't know, the tall one.
Who's got the one eye? Oh, the one eating.
Yeah, the one eating.
Way to go. Way to go.
My absolute. This is my party shirt, my favorite one, and I figured I'd maybe start whipping
Man,
these things out for the show.
well, so yeah, I have like a few like assholes live forever shirts and things like that. Catalina wine mixer shirts or like boats and hose and stuff like
Yep.
that. And like the boats and hose was the only one I would like ever wear around Sam, but that's because she couldn't read at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I wore my assholes live forever shirt pretty religiously until Kinsley started reading, and she's like, I know what your shirt says, and I'd test her. I'm like, what? Because I'd want her to say it. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna say it. It's a bad word. I'm like, okay, well, one, it's
Damn.
not really a bad word, but two, you're right. There's worse words than asshole.
1,000%.
We
There's
all got
definitely
one.
worse. Yeah, they're definitely worse words than asshole. But when I don't know, there's something about describing ourselves as assholes. It's just kind of, I don't know. That's how we look at ourselves. We don't have the best self worth.
adults love it, kids won't get it. Because
You're
I know
right.
that when I wear my assholes live forever shirt out, people are like, "Oh, I love your shirt. I love your shirt. I love your. Where do you get it?" This shirt is just pure conversation gold.
I
when
mean,
you're
yeah,
out.
and this is what you should have wore that on the when we described what our tagline was. You should have wore that shirt.
Well, we weren't recording. Well,
Well,
it
we
is
were,
recorded, but
we
yeah,
were, but
we were.
dude, I'm
Now that we're
so
here,
conscious now that I'm like, oh shit, I gotta actually put myself together to
yeah.
hop on here. I can't
Hey,
look like a bum, and then like
notice the
having all the
freshly shaved bald head.
and then having all the footage of all the shows of like just where it started to where we're at now. I'm like, Jesus. I'm so glad we
Progress,
never put
baby.
out some of that early stuff as far
But
as the
we
video.
will.
Oh
We
yeah. I mean
will.
we started to roll out some of the stuff. And now that
Follow us on TikTok at CrodsPod. We've got 4 posts. Thank you to the followers, the likers, the viewers. It's weird it's weird calling myself a TikToker now.
yeah, but I mean we're doing pretty well on it. I felt we were like once we started rolling out on there we do
Yeah.
decent. So
Yeah. Well, I think we wrap this up by, saying there's nothing wrong with being bored or content. I think that when you are in unfamiliar territory because things are so right, we're just kind of learning how to sit with that, right? We spend so much time preparing for the chaos that's going to happen. We forget to check when things are actually okay, and just being like, hey, it's okay that I'm taking a break, and it's okay that I can reflect, and not every week needs to be a breakthrough. Sometimes the win is just realizing you're steady, and I think that counts. Right? Do you
yeah,
agree?
absolutely. No, 1,000%.
Give the listeners then one last word, Nick, just for being content, being elated, and kind of where you sit when everything's kind of okay.
Learn to enjoy that. Learn to enjoy that time because it isn't there all the time. And it's real easy to look at it like with a rose cut, not rose cut. It's really easy to look at it like, oh man, like something bad's going to happen or like,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of that, just like, oh, this is nice. I'm, this is just living in that moment. It's harder to, it's easier said than done, but that's where I'm at currently. So just try to enjoy it.
Amen, brother. And I think that everything is easier said than done, and anybody will tell you that no matter it's always do as I say, not as I or do as I yeah do as I say, not as I
Not as I
do.
do, yeah.
Because half of the time when you give advice or you're walking through somebody something, it's like, hey, jackass, take your own words of advice and do what you're saying. And most people don't.
No,
Most people
yeah,
don't.
1,000%. Yeah, take your own advice, Nick.
I if any part of today's quick, short, light episode hit home, please share it with a friend. Tag us at CrodsPod on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok at CrodsPod, and help us keep these conversations going. We drop new episodes every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. We are live on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Or that's it. Yep, that's it. If you have a story or a topic, or you just need to vent, please contact us at crodspod@gmail.com. That's CRODSPOD, crodspod. We want to hear from you. We are here to talk to you or talk for you. Our safe space is your outlet. And until next time, as the shirt says, live fast, eat ass, or just let the calm be enough.